Welcome back once again, all of my low carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. Today I have another very quick keto recipe for you. Today I am going to show you how to make keto pizza in 6 minutes. I love this recipe because it's not only quick, but it is a smaller portion, which is wonderful if you are the only person in your household on a low carb diet and you're wanting pizza. So if you want a printable version of this, you can check out my website at janetsdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find a printable version of this recipe and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see lots of easy, delicious, low-carb keto recipes, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button. That way you could be notified every time I put out videos, at least every Wednesday and Saturday. And if you'd like to help support the channel, make sure you scroll down in the description of the video. You'll see some affiliate links. Anytime you purchase anything using those affiliate links, a small portion of your purchase will go to me and help support the channel. So while we do all that, let's get cooking. Preheat your air fryer to 375 degrees for at least 5 minutes. If you don't have an air fryer, you can preheat your oven to 400 degrees. In a large mixing bowl, combine 112 grams or around 1 cup of coconut flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum. If you don't have xanthan gum or don't want to use xanthan gum, you can use cognac powder or psyllium husk powder, or I'll put a link in the description to a list of substitutes for xanthan gum and how to use them. This is added to help keep your dough flexible, so when you go to press it out into the pizza crust shape, it can have enough stretch to be able to do that without tearing. Add 10 grams or around 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 9 grams or around 1 tablespoon of instant dry yeast. This is strictly for flavor. If you don't have it or don't want to use it, it's fine. Your recipe will turn out still good. I add the instant yeast because it helps the crust taste a little bit more like traditional crust and tone down a little bit of the coconut flour taste. You can also, if you want to, add a tablespoon or so of some dry seasonings. This will also help the crust taste a little bit more like traditional crust and again tone down coconut flour taste. I use about a tablespoon of dry Italian seasonings, which I make my own, so it's just a combination of garlic powder, onion powder, basil, and oregano. Sift these all together until everything is fully combined and there are no lumps in the dry ingredients. Add 4 large room temperature eggs. Make sure they are room temperature. They stir in more smooth that way. And a 1/2 cup of butter that's been melted and cooled. Make sure it is cooled. You do not want to add hot butter. Stir everything together until everything is fully combined and a smooth dough has formed. Gradually fold in 27 grams, around a 1/4 cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Freshly grated tastes the best. If all you have is canned Parmesan, that'll work, but freshly grated Parmesan cheese will give you the best taste and texture. And 57 grams or around 1/4 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese or the shredded cheese of your choice. Gradually fold the cheeses in until everything is fully combined and evenly distributed throughout the dough. Scrape down the sides of the bowl and push your dough to the center of the bowl. Then we're going to test the dough by forming it into a ball and just kind of rolling it around a little bit, making sure that it is staying together. Then take a small portion of the dough in your hands and just kind of roll it around, stretch it, play with it a little bit. We're just testing the dough. We want to make sure that it's not only staying together and holding its shape, but that it has a little bit of stretch to it so that when you go to press it out into the pizza crust shape, it will stay together and not tear on you. Once you're sure you have the right texture of dough, then form your dough back into a ball and divide the ball of dough into 3 equal portions. Line a clean work surface with parchment paper or a silicone mat. Place 1 portion of the dough at a time onto the clean work surface. Then press the dough out to a circle that's around 6 inches in diameter or your desired size. You can make this however big or little you want. I'm just wanting to make individual size, so anywhere from 4 to 6 inches in diameter is a good size for an individual pizza. Once you have the dough pressed out to an even circle, make sure you've got the dough even and smooth at all times. Use the parchment paper or a large spatula and transfer the shaped dough portion into your lined air fryer basket or drawer. Make sure that you have lined your air fryer basket or drawer with either some parchment paper or a silicone baking mat. Also, make sure that in the beginning when you are preheating your air fryer that you do not have your parchment paper or your silicone mat in there, especially parchment paper. You never want to put loose parchment paper into your air fryer because when the air blows it around, it can blow it up into the fan or to the heating source and it can catch on fire. So never put loose parchment paper or anything loose and light in your air fryer. Once your pizza crust is in your air fryer, then air fry at 375 degrees for 4 to 6 minutes or until the crust is golden. If you're baking this in the oven, then bake it at 400 degrees for around 10 to 12 minutes. Make sure that your pizza pan or your baking sheet, whatever you're using to cook it on, is lined before you put the pizza crust on it if you're baking it. Once the pizza crust is done cooking, open your air fryer drawer, leave the crust in your air fryer drawer, or if you're using the oven, leave it on your baking sheet. Then spread your desired amount of keto pizza sauce over the crust. Leave a little bit of about a ½ inch or so border around the edges, just like normal pizza. Normal pizza, the toppings don't go to edge. You have a little bit of an empty border. Then top the pizza sauce with your desired amount of shredded mozzarella cheese or whatever shredded cheese of choice. Now, if you're wanting any other toppings on your pizza besides just shredded cheese, like say you're wanting pepperoni or Canadian bacon or something like that, you may want to put the toppings underneath the cheese because pepperoni and sometimes the Canadian bacon, they're lighter toppings and air fryers have such strong air pressure in them. If they don't have something to weigh them down, those light toppings will most likely get blown around in your air fryer and they'll either be off your pizza or can possibly blow into the heating element or the fans and get burnt, and then you'd have a burnt mess on there. Once you have your cheese and your toppings on, whatever toppings you're using, then turn your air fryer down to 350 degrees and put the pizza back in the air fryer for just around 1 to 2 minutes, just enough to melt the cheese and warm the toppings. If you're doing this in an oven, then just pop it back in your oven at 400 degrees for another 5 to 7 minutes or until your cheese is melted and your toppings are heated through. Once your cheese is all melted, open your air fryer or remove your baking dish from your oven and allow the pizza to sit in your air fryer basket or drawer or the baking sheet if you've baked it. Let it sit for about 5 minutes. This will help the crust firm up some more and help all the flavors to set in a little bit. Then use a long spatula and remove the pizza from your air fryer or your baking sheet, whatever you've used. Then place it on a serving plate of your choice and cut it into your desired slices. Continue the shaping and cooking process until all the portions of dough have been shaped and cooked and placed on your desired serving plates. All right, here we are with my yummy looking pizza. Good stuff. Looks good, smells good. I just went ahead and cut mine into 4 slices there, if you can see that. Looks good. Looks like pizza. Smells like pizza. Let's see if it tastes like pizza. That was good. That's very good. I like that. Between the yeast and the Italian seasoning in the crust, really gives it a good flavor. Has a very nice texture to it. It's soft with a little bit of chewy texture to it like pizza usually is. Pizza is a little more on the chewy side rather than super soft. It's not crumbly. It's not falling apart. It's holding the weight of the toppings. Now just remember what I said, when you make pizza in an air fryer, you're kind of limited with the amount of toppings that you can put on it because you do not want them flying around with all the air pressure. But this is just pepperoni cheese. Very tasty, very yummy. Thumbs up from me. Oh yeah. You can eat these immediately. If you do have any leftovers, allow them to cool completely. Then you can store them in an airtight container in your refrigerator for up to 5 days, or you can store them in an airtight freezer-safe container and freeze them for up to 1 month. Eat and enjoy. And that's our recipe of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.